Good morning, grade 4. Welcome back to the English class. In the previous class, we saw the first 3 scenes of the play, The Youngest Prince. Today, we'll see the rest of the scenes from the play. So, all of you please turn to page number 113. Hope you have got your textbook. Now, scene number 4. The setting is Prince Vikram's palace. So, this incident is taking place at Prince Vikram's palace. So, Prince Vikram was the eldest of the sons of the king. So, the narrator says, many years have passed, Prince Gamini has become the new king. When the older brothers hear that Gamini has been crowned as the new king, they felt insulted. Filled with envy and rage, they prepare for war against Gamini. So, here the setting is Prince Vikram's palace. So, as the king had advised his sons that after completing their education, they were to go to the different provinces to take up their responsibilities. So, hearing the father's advice, the king's advice, the 2 elder sons have gone to different provinces and Prince Vikram has become the king of one of the provinces. So, this incident is happening at Prince Vikram's palace. The narrator says, many years have passed, Prince Gamini has become the new king. When the older brothers hear that Gamini has been crowned as the new king, they felt insulted. Insulted means disrespected. Filled with envy and rage, they prepare for war against Gamini. Yet, there was an important matter to be discussed first, thus they hold a meeting. So many years have passed, Prince Gamini did not leave his palace, his king's palace. So after many years, Prince Gamini got crowned as the king of this kingdom. So hearing this, his elder brothers, Prince Vikram and Prince Virat, they got jealous of Prince Gamini. So out of envy and rage, his elder brothers decided to war against Prince Gamini. But before that, there was something to be discussed first. So they decided to hold a meeting first with Prince Gamini. So, let's see what Prince Vikram is saying. Vikram says, let it be clear, Virat, that I'll be the king, as I am the eldest. So, usually a king inherits his kingdom to his eldest son. So, by that tradition, Prince Vikram has to be the crowned king. So, this Prince Vikram was telling his younger brother, Prince Virat, that since he is the oldest among the 3 sons, he should be crowned as the king. And let's see what Virat says. But dear brother, I rule over a bigger province and my army is twice as large as yours. So I shall be the king. But then Virat was telling Prince Vikram that Virat is the ruler of some other province which has got a bigger army than that of Prince Vikram's army. So Virat himself is saying that he is more capable than Prince Vikram and hence Virat should be crowned as the king. Then Prince Vikram became enraged. Then I'll fight you first. But then Vikram says, since Virat has got a bigger army and Virat is saying that he is more capable of ruling this kingdom, Vikram can have a war with him first. Then Virat says, haha, surely not with your small army. Let us see how you can win. So Virat was making fun of Vikram's army. Virat has already said that he has got an army which is bigger than that of King Vikram's or Prince Vikram's, and Prince Vikram was challenging Virat to have a war against him. But then Virat made fun of him by saying that his small army would easily get defeated by Virat's big army. Then Vikram says, be prepared, we meet at the battlefield at dawn tomorrow. So Vikram again challenged Virat that the next morning they will meet again in the battlefield and let's see who will win the war. Then the next scene, scene 5. Here the setting is the cottage of Gamini's teacher. So remember, Prince Gamini had gone to his teacher for guidance about taking up the responsibilities of some province in his kingdom. So he is back at this teacher's cottage. And the narrator is saying, Gamini hears of the argument between his brothers. With a heavy heart, he goes to his teacher once again. So Gamini came to know about the argument his brothers were having about who should be crowned as the new king. and they have decided to fight a war against each other, and Prince Gamini felt very bad about this. He was feeling very sad about this. So he went back to his teacher for some guidance. So the teacher is asking, "What is the matter, my son? You look so sad. Tell me what's wrong." The teacher could read from Prince Gamini's face that something was wrong, something was bothering him. So he's asking what is happening with him. So Prince Gamini replies, "My brothers have not only turned against me, but against each other as well. Their armies go to war tomorrow. This will weaken the unity of the kingdom." So Prince Gamini explains to his teacher that he heard about the argument his brothers were having, that his brothers have turned not only against Prince Gamini but also against each other, and the next morning they are going to start a war against each other. And he was feeling very sad about this, and he was telling his teacher that if the rulers of the different provinces are going to fight against each other, it will definitely affect the unity of the whole kingdom. So let's see what happens next. The narrator says, the teacher falls into a thoughtful silence. So hearing what Prince Gamini explained, the teacher started thinking. So he became silent and he was thinking about the situation. And then after much thinking, the teacher says, "Send a message to your brothers saying that you are dividing your kingdom into two and giving each brother one part." And the narrator, Gamini follows his teacher's advice. Then after much thinking, the teacher tells Prince Gamini to send a message to his brothers telling them that Prince Gamini is going to divide the whole kingdom into two and their brothers will be given one part each. So Prince Gamini listened to his teacher's advice and he sent such a message to his brothers. And the next scene is happening at King Gamini's palace. So now the king is Prince Gamini. He has been crowned as the new king of the kingdom. So this is scene number 6. The narrator is describing about the setting. When the brothers read Gamini's message, they are humbled. They realize that their youngest brother is a noble and pious man. They go to the capital to meet Gamini. So, reading Prince Gamini's message, the brothers became happy. They can also be a part of the kingdom. So, they became happy and they went to King Gamini's palace to meet him. And let's see what Prince Vikram is saying. "We accept you as our king, Gamini." And Virat says, "We will give you our full support." So Prince Vikram is saying, Prince Gamini or King Gamini, that now we are ready to accept you as our king. And Prince Virat says that they will give Prince Gamini their full support in helping him rule the kingdom. So Gamini emotionally says, "My dear brothers, what more can I ask for? Can I request you to stay in the palace and guide me as my ministers?" So Prince Gamini became so happy that finally his brothers are able to accept him as the king. And they also offered him their full support. So Prince Gamini asked them to stay in the palace itself with him so that they can guide him as his ministers. So the narrator says, the brothers willingly agree. There is a grand celebration in the palace. The peace and unity of the kingdom has been preserved. The brothers are treated with respect, kindness and courtesy. King Gamini invites his old teacher to live in the palace with him. He showers his teacher with great love and honor. So accepting King Gamini's invitation, Prince Vikram and Prince Virat decided to stay in the palace with him and guide him as his ministers. So there was a grand celebration held at the palace, and Prince Vikram and Prince Virat were treated with great respect, kindness and courtesy. And then King Gamini invited his old teacher also to come stay with him in the palace. The teacher agreed and came to the palace to stay with King Gamini, and he showed him great love and honor. And then King Gamini says, "I, who am the youngest among 3 worthy princes, owe all my success to the wise advice of my great teacher. I also owe the unity and strength of my kingdom to my beloved teacher. I shall always remain grateful to him." So King Gamini is acknowledging his teacher that he owes all his success to his teacher. He was able to become a great ruler to his kingdom and the people only because he followed his teacher's advice. He owes all the unity and the strength of his kingdom to this great teacher. So children, I hope you enjoyed the story. Please read the whole play one more time. So that's all for today. We'll see you in the next class. Till then, bye.